Hey folks, today I want to take you on a journey through time to a place of rugged landscapes and incredible diversity, Australia. Long before European settlers arrived, Australia was home to its indigenous peoples, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities, who had lived on the continent for tens of thousands of years. These communities had rich cultures, diverse languages, and deep connections to the land. They developed unique ways of life, from the hunter-gatherer societies in the outback to the seafaring cultures of the Torres Strait Islands. The story of modern Australia begins with the arrival of Europeans in the late 18th century. In 1770, British explorer Captain James Cook made landfall on the eastern coast of Australia at what is now called Botany Bay. He claimed the land for Britain, although it was already inhabited. Cook's arrival marked the beginning of European interest in the continent. In 1788, the First Fleet, a group of ships carrying convicts and marines, landed in Botany Bay under the command of Captain Arthur Phillip. This marked the beginning of European settlement in Australia. The British government decided to establish a penal colony here as their prisons were overcrowded. Over the next several decades, convicts, soldiers, and free settlers made their way to the colonies. But the arrival of Europeans had a profound impact on the indigenous populations. The spread of diseases like smallpox decimated many communities, and the settlers took land for farming and mining, disrupting traditional ways of life. The conflict between indigenous peoples and European settlers led to violent confrontations and the displacement of many indigenous groups. Then, in the 1850s, gold was discovered in several parts of Australia, sparking the Australian gold rush. Thousands of people, including many from China and other parts of the world, flocked to Australia in search of fortune. This period saw the rapid expansion of Australian cities and towns and the establishment of a booming economy based on mining. As Australia grew, the push for self-governance gained momentum. In 1901, the 6 Australian colonies united to form the Commonwealth of Australia, a federation under the British Crown. This was a pivotal moment in Australian history, marking the birth of the nation as we know it today. Australia's involvement in the World Wars was significant, with many Australians fighting overseas. During World War I, the ANZAC, Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, legend was born, especially following the Gallipoli campaign in 1915. Australians were proud of their soldiers' bravery, and the Anzac Day commemoration continues to be a major national event. In World War II, Australia found itself increasingly involved in the Pacific Theatre, especially after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. This led to closer ties with the United States and a shift in Australia's foreign policy. The post-war period saw significant migration from Europe, as many people sought new opportunities in Australia, contributing to its multicultural society. By the late 20th century, Australia had undergone many changes, including the rise of Indigenous rights movements, the abolition of the White Australia policy, and increasing recognition of environmental importance. The country continued to develop as a modern democratic nation. In recent decades, the debate over Australia's colonial past and the rights of Indigenous peoples has intensified. The Australian government has taken steps toward reconciliation, with significant landmarks such as the 2008 National Apology to the Stolen Generations and ongoing discussions around constitutional recognition of Indigenous peoples. Today, Australia is a vibrant, diverse country known for its natural beauty, sports, and unique cultural blend. Yet its history is complex and often painful as the journey of healing and reconciliation continues. This is just a glimpse of Australia's rich and complex history. There are many more stories to tell, from the outback to the urban centres, and from its indigenous peoples to modern citizens.